Hello, everybody. Welcome to Jumping in an Elevator, the podcast where I full stop. Apparently. That's apparently what I do. Yes, it's been a while between podcast episodes, but we don't need to acknowledge that. We can just keep going, you know? I was going to start this episode by quoting JT's diss track against Cardi B, because I thought the start of it was really funny. When she's like, all rise for the national slander. Bad bitch salute. Ugly hoe sit down. Sorry, I thought that was funny. How are we? Right. So today I wanted to talk about some music and some movies. Can I please get one music with a side of movies, please? There's truly just so much happening in pop culture right now that needs to be discoursed. And that's kind of my job here, is discourse pop culture. So I'll be talking about some music and I'll be talking about some movies. But first, I need to talk about the most important, it is the most important thing that's happened in the MMCU in the last 6 months. Mum Gelato. Right. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you might have heard about the Mum Gelato incident. But it is just so crucially important to the MMCU that I'm going to talk about it again. There's few times in your life when such crucial events happen, such as me going to Italy in 2011. That is a crucial event for the MMCU. Michael Bay ghosting me. Important, very, very important event. The Mum Gelato incident that has taken the top spot of most important events in MMCU. Yes, Charlie XCX read my film script. The Mum Gelato incident trumps that. So let's talk about it. So what you need to know about the Mum Gelato incident is you need to get into my psyche before the Mum Gelato incident. I have been playing a lot of tennis and I'm so serious about it. Like, I love tennis. Tennis. Give me my tens, as Nikki said, but give me my tennis is what I'm saying these days. I got graded because you have to get graded in order to do like the social and competition stuff. And it goes from level 1 to 6, and I got graded at level 5. So let's talk about that. You know, like, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So I've been playing a lot of tennis. And in fact, I've actually got a PT now to help me get better at tennis by strengthening my legs. She's got me doing Bulgarian split squats. I said, do we need to do those? She said, yeah. I said, okay, because I respect women. Right. And she was right. Surprise, surprise. So I've been playing a lot of tennis, and Marcus, friend of the podcast, and we struggle. And we struggle because in Melbourne, there is a new pandemic. And this new pandemic is called Everyone Wants to Play Tennis, and it's pissing me off. That is what it's called. Everyone wants to play tennis and it's pissing me off. So the crux of that issue is there are no courts available. And if you wanted to get more pissed off, you can. There are options to get more pissed off because there's only so many courts around here, and they've suddenly decided, I'm going to shut down the entirety of Carlton Gardens Tennis Club to resurface it. And I'm like, yes, the resurface is welcome, but why could we not have done this 2 months ago when the weather was at its worst? But they probably also didn't do that because the courts are not covered. And if they did works during the rain, oh, sweetie, it'd be bad. So I get it, but I don't support it, you know? So they've done that. They've also closed the show courts at Melbourne Park, which is the tennis courts they play the Australian Open on. So there's just less courts to book, basically. So we wanted to play tennis and there was no courts available. So we ventured out of my usual areas. And this is when it gets so scary, so scary. So we pull up to this tennis court, which is part of a sporting complex. We go into the court that was booked. This guy's doing tennis lessons and he's like, I've got this court. And we're like, no, sweetie, we've got the thing saying like, we booked this court. And he's like, well, I've got a tennis lesson. So can you just wait until I'm done? And we're like, huh? And one thing that I've found as I get older and older and wither away and go back to the soil is I'm getting less and less patient, which is quite interesting because I was already quite impatient. Whenever my sister and I argue, yes, I live with my sister. Whenever I argue or she argues with me, then her like one thing that she gags me with all the time is how impatient I am. And it's only getting worse. Right. So we're just kind of like, okay, it's like you can go play on that court because the netball players aren't playing yet. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? These were those mixed use course. Evil, 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 evil. Evil, evil, evil. You look at the lines. Oh my God, there's 7 billion lines on the court. There's netball lines. There's basketball lines. There's tennis lines. There's fucking soccer lines. Bro, I don't know. There's just all these lines. So then we go over to this other court and we're like setting up the net. And then the netball players arrive for their 7 p.m. game. I said, oh, well, you're not supposed to be here. And they said, oh, we are. So we had to wait until this guy finished his tennis lesson and then we got on another court. It was a whole thing. So I was in a mood, is what I'm trying to say. So then I play the tennis and I lose, of course. Then I'm driving home and I'm driving in my sister's car. It's a classic Kia Sorento, of course. And, you know, she's got CarPlay in there. So I say, hey, S word. And when I was telling this story on TikTok, people thought I was saying, hey, slut. No, I was saying it rhymes with, I don't know, what rhymes with fucking Siri, bro? I don't know. So I said, hey, and then that name. I don't want to say it because it's going to trigger your S words. So, hey, S word, call mum. It's an easy, easy, easy thing for her to do. And I do this all the time. Like I'm constantly on the phone to my mum, so she knows what to do. Anyway, also key information here is I'm driving in roads that I'm not used to because I don't go to this tennis court usually. And I should not have been there ever. And I'm never going back. So I'm driving around. I'm looking around. And then Siri goes, calling Mum Gelato. And I'm like, huh? And I'm looking at the screen and I'm trying to work out where the fuck I am because I'm lost. So I can't. Also, touch screens in cars die. Like, what? No, we shouldn't be doing that. Should be tactile buttons everywhere. Oh my God, don't piss me off. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then like I see on the screen that Mum Gelato is being called. Who the fuck is Mum Gelato? It's a random number. And I swear to God, I swear to Britney Spears that she said, calling Mum Gelato. And this random number starts ringing immediately. And I'm like floundering. So I'm like, I don't know where I am. There's cars behind me. I hung up. And I was rattled. I was truly rattled. And then I'm just thinking about it the whole drive home. And then I get home and I Google the number thinking, what the hell is Mum Gelato? The number is an Indian restaurant. Huh? I said, what? Is there an actual real Indian restaurant called Mum Gelato? No. The number was associated with a restaurant, but then the restaurant is not associated with Mum Gelato. So I truly do not know where Siri pulled Mum Gelato from. So then from that moment on, I just really knew that Mum Gelato was going to be a really important part of my life. And I was right. Mum Gelato is in the reflections down the street. Mum Gelato is in the sound of September. Mum Gelato is the smell of the Mecca Perfumeria on Burke Street. Classy venue. Classy venue. That reminds me of another story. So I was like on my phone, as I so often am, and friend of the podcast, Sam McGowan, had texted me a link about Mecca Carlton burning down. And I was like, oh my God. Because Mecca Carlton had just done a refurb. And I was excited to go in the store. Sorry if that's really like consumerist of me, but I was excited to see the new store. And then it apparently burnt down. Shock and horror. So then I go for a drive to go past it to look at the burnt down Mecca, of course. And I see people shopping inside and everything's normal. So I'm confused. What's happened here? Nothing's happened. Why has nothing happened? I saw a video of it burning. Right. Apparently, and this truly, it gave cinema magic. It gave movie magic. Because apparently what they do is if someone breaks into the store, they flood the store with smoke so they can't find their way out. But then because the lighting in the store was orange and it's lit orange after hours, it looks like it's on fire. That's crazy. So everyone thought the Mecca Carlton burnt down, but it wasn't. It was just their like defensive measures. Press 1 for smoke, you know? Just really, really crazy times out here, guys. It's really, really, really crazy. So let's talk about some of this pop music and then let's talk about some of these movies because I've really been watching. Yeah, and I've really been listening too. Obviously, front of mind is The Life of a Showgirl. I think the most telling thing about this album is that my sister didn't really like it. Now, my sister is Taylor Nation. She could not be more of a Taylor Swift fan. You could play 1 second of a Taylor Swift song from a B-side of like an album from 10 years ago and she could tell you what it is in a second. She doesn't play about Taylor Swift. And she didn't really like it. So I feel like that's not a good sign, but it's a accurate measure of the reception towards the album. I thought that there were some good songs and some bad songs. My favorite songs were basically the first 4, but I didn't really like Father Figure, but I understand why people like it. The Fate of Ophelia I thought was good. The second one, Elizabeth Taylor, like that's stuck in my head. So that's probably a good sign. Like I'll just be like at the gym and I'll hear Elizabeth Taylor. Also, the music video for Fate of Ophelia, I saw someone had recorded it at the movie event. Yeah, that was the thing. And had uploaded it to Twitter. And I was kind of gagging. I was like, this is good. And this has made me like the song more. And that's why visuals are important. Right. And then the rest of the album, I was kind of like, oh my God. And it's not me being a hater to say that I didn't like the whole album. I feel like I'm being quite measured, in fact, to say there was some that I like and some that I didn't like. Actually Romantic, bruh. What? Right. So let's talk about Beef. Not the Netflix series, which is season 2 out? I don't know. Netflix pissed me off. They all do. Frequently. Let's talk about the Cardi B Nicki Minaj drama. Oh my God. So she released Am I the Drama ? And then there was drama because of that, because Nicki got on the Twitter. She got on the Twitter and just started like throwing tweets at Cardi, and then Cardi's throwing tweets at Nicki. And then I was like, oh my God, this is fine. Like, I love it. And then they started dissing each other's kids. And I was like, oh, let's leave the children alone. Like when Cardi said that Nicki's son's favorite color is 5. Oh my God. Yeah. The album Am I the Drama, it hasn't really like sunk in for me. There are some songs that I'm like, I'll listen to the album and then I'll be like, oh, this is fun. But then if you ask me to pick my favorites from the album now and sing them, I wouldn't be able to think what they sound like, if that makes sense. Whereas like if I think about the new Doja Cat album, there's songs on there that I really like and I can sing them for you right now. Like Cards. Play your cards right. Love that song. Oh. Crime to be gorgeous. And this is me flexing my, if you get it, you get it. I get that album. And I think it's fantastic. And I know that like general public reception to it was kind of not super... Well, it's not that it wasn't positive. It just wasn't that successful. And I sort of understand why. It's because I think it was too themed. Too 80s themed across the sound and the visuals. So the general public couldn't really get into it. That seems to be a pattern. When things are like too themed, general public really struggles. But I really like this sound and I think it's really cool. Like the song Silly Fun is just so interesting. Let me show you. Let me pull it up because it's in my when you open Spotify and then your recent played albums are at the top. This is my most streamed album of the last 90 days, I think. These are the songs I like. Cards, Jealous Type, Amen, Gorgeous, Stranger, Take Me Dancing, Silly Fun. Like the songs are there. I think if we give it time, they will work their way up the charts. Like Doja is a hit maker. She knows what she's doing. Trust. And then other songs I'm liking at the moment. Baddie Baddie by Ice Spice. Like the MIA sample. The lyric that I like in this is she says, Grah. They said they wanted a bop. I was just popping my shit. I ain't even really mean to go pop. So I think that's really fun. Then Ray released Where Is My Husband? Oh, if we want to talk about hits. I love this song. Baby. The bit when she like suddenly starts talking really fast. Let's see. Then when she's like, I would like a ring. Okay. Ready? I would like a big and shiny diamond. I go wave around and talk about it when the day is here. She really gets me on the cadence there. I can't get that last bit. She like takes a pause. She's like, and when the day is here, I'm gonna. Yeah. But I'll get it. What's my motto, guys? What's my motto? Do it till it's done. I've never said that ever before, but last night I was thinking about it. And I was like, that's sort of my motto. Do it till it's done. That's how I do anything. I'll just keep trying until I get good. Exhibit A, Overwatch. I'm back. I'm back on that bullshit, playing that stupid game. And my goal was to get to platinum. Because after I did the DPS placements, it put me in gold. And I was like, excuse me, what the hell? Like, it put me gold 5. It was a bit offensive, actually. So then I was like, just do it till it's done. And I just played until I got to platinum. And now I'm in platinum. I've been playing Sojourning Weaver, basically. A bit of Junkrat, a bit of May, a bit of Symmetra, but they keep banning her at the start of the comp matches. Pisses me off. Anyway, speaking of Sigourney Weaver, I watched Avatar Way of Water again yesterday in the IMAX. Plus 0.5 for the IMAX. That's another rule. If you see me log a movie from IMAX, I've given it a 0.5 bonus for being in IMAX. The IMAX is so loved and so important. That's something that I've done since the last podcast episode. I collabed with IMAX. Yeah, I did a little post on TikTok with the girls at IMAX Melbourne. Just the most classy people you could ever meet. Just some really decent, amazing people down there. I just love the IMAX. It's just so great. So when I watched Way of Water in 2022, I think I logged it at 3 stars. And then I watched it yesterday and I read my review again. I was like, damn, I was on my hater shit in 2022. This movie's better than 3 stars. I gave it 3.5, but I think it's probably a 4 with the 0.5 IMAX bonus. It was so much better in IMAX. I remember I watched it at Hoyts in 2022 in Perth, and this time I watched it at IMAX in Melbourne, and it was just light years better in 3D, the IMAX 3D. Mind you, that movie 3 hours 15 minutes or something, it started smelling fucking crazy in there after 3 hours. Ooh, I know these people are just farting it up. They don't care. Film bros don't care if they're farting it up. It's giving plain, like a plane in there. I remember my friend was telling about a date she went on and the guy kept farting. Like while they were walking around, he kept farting. And like she thinks that he didn't think that she could hear the farts. She could hear the farts while they were walking. Is that not crazy? What's happening where everyone's just farting and letting it out in public spaces like that? It's just really, really crazy. But I fucked up, guys. I fucked up when I went to Way of Water because I went to a 12:40 screening and I didn't eat lunch before because I forgot this movie was 17,000 hours long. So I didn't eat breakfast, didn't eat lunch, and I pulled up to the IMAX. Uh-oh. So I got a cardamom bun because I thought, oh, this will be nice. This will be really good. Really good for watching during the movie. That's so Chicago. Pop, six, squish, Cicero, Lipschitz, pop, squish, six, Cicero, Lipschitz. He had it coming. He had it coming. You know how people have these little habits that get you down? Like Bernie. Bernie, he liked to chew gum. No, not chew. Pop. So I came home this one day and I'm really irritated and I'm looking for a little bit of sympathy. And there's Bernie lying on the couch, drinking a beer and chewing. No, not chewing, popping. So I said to him, you pop that gun one more time. And he did. So I took the shotgun off the wall and I fired 2 warning shots into his head. Yeah, so cardamom bun in the IMAX, bad decision. Let me explain why. I bite into the cardamom bun. Mind you, I had to plan when I pulled it out of the bag. And I pulled it out of the bag during the gunfire because it was a crinkly bag. And I don't disrupt the people around me with their viewing experience. I pull the cardamom bun out of the bag and I take a bite and the shit crumbles fucking everywhere. It was cardamom and walnut. The walnuts go all over me. The brown sugar from the cardamom bun is like sprinkled all over me. And then it was just a mess because it was all over my fingers. And then like I was just super conscious of not wanting to get it anywhere else besides on me. So I was like consciously trying to get the crumbs on my shirt. And then because it was sugar, it like melted. So then when I got out of the movie, I just had like these brown, huge splotches all over my Indonesian button-up shirt. God. So just note to the listeners, don't take a brown sugar and walnut cardamom bun to the movies. That just reminded me. A girl that I play Fortnite with told me that I can't even, like, this is the funniest shit. She told me that she eats fish and chips in the movies. And I'm like, what? Like, we were playing squads. This is probably Blitz or Shits Royale. And we're talking about movie snacks. And then she goes, yeah, I eat fish and chips in the cinema. And we could not believe it. I'm like, you mean like fried fish? You're bringing hot, you're bringing warm fish into the cinema and then eating it during the movie. She's like, yeah. Damn, okay. Wait, actually, about Fortnite. So, yeah, I've been playing Overwatch, but that doesn't mean I've stopped playing Fortnite. Basically, I'm doing a whole lot of gaming right now. And on Fortnite, there was justice. Justice was served last night on Fortnite. So my friend Sam and I, we play Fortnite duos, and he does this thing, which is it's the worst possible thing a person can do ever, which is when I will be fighting someone on Fortnite and I'll be doing my shitty aim and I'll do like 19 shots and they're one shot away and he comes along and does the shot and gets the kill. Pisses me off. right? So then like we'll end the game and he'll have like 12 kills and I'll have 8. But I'm like, stop the steal, because these are fraudulent. He's selling fraudulent albums to chart higher, right? So then last night we tried ranked because they introduced like the oomph leaderboard on Fortnite. So we do a game of ranked and he does the classic bullshit. And then the ranks come out and I'm ranked higher. Justice was served. That's like Billboard taking away fraudulent streams. That's what happened. And thank God for that. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew I was in the right. And I was. And now we have the evidence to support it. So let's talk about some more movies. I watched one gag after another. In IMAX, of course. Yeah, of course, guys, of course. Another long movie that was in the premium seats. Yep. Row M. And a recline was needed, I will say, for that movie. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. I think Leo has done one of his best performances in that movie. I need to get into the other Paul Thomas Anderson flicks. Also, after a quick Google, I was pissed off because he's good looking. That's not fair. How can you be good looking and make movies that fantastic? Don't piss me off. You know? That's like when a pop star is really talented and writes their own music and sings their own songs. Of course they're singing their own songs. But then they're also like a good actress. And they're gorgeous. And they've got an IQ of 600. Like, oh, okay. Okay. So yeah. What did I eat with that movie? That was giving medium popcorn. Yeah, it was medium meal. Medium meal with frozen Coke for the drink. Just classy choices. So I watched Avatar and I watched that. The most recent movie I watched at home was The Color of Money by my boy Marty. Let me check. Let's see. Letterboxd. Oh, I opened Letterboxd and it's me on the screen, the page for Sunshine, because I ran into a girl at the cafe who recognized me and we were chatting about movies and she wanted a recommendation. I said, sister, watch Sunshine. The Color of Money, 1986, Martin Scorsese. I said, this randomly having parallels with the Taylor Jenkins Reid novel about tennis I just finished. Shout out to Carrie Soto is back. Great book, loved it. As we just heard, I love tennis, so that was fantastic. Mind you, I didn't really like the cover of that book. I don't really know what the choices were there. And that's not just me being a hater. When I was going out to read at a cafe, people would come up to me and say, that is an ugly cover. Like, that sounds like it didn't happen. That did happen. One of the girls at the cafe that I go to quite frequently, she came up to me and she was like, hey, Mike, what's that book? The cover's not great. And it's true, but the book was good. So I was like, can we do something about this, you know? And then I said about Color of Money, scenes in the moody pool halls were just so cool. I feel like I'll use them as a reference at some point. Also, some absolutely banger Paul Newman outfits here. # smash. Ooh, Paul Newman. That's just a fine gentleman. Right. So this movie's about pool. And Tom Cruise, young Tom Cruise, is like young pool. And then Paul Newman is old pool. And yeah, it's about pool. And scamming and conning. Fans of Sawyer from Lost would know all about scamming and conning. Would I recommend it? It's a fun watch. When I said the scenes in the moody pool halls were just so cool, and I'll use them as a reference, like the atmosphere that Marty Scorsese managed to create, I think, is so cool. Like, when you're watching it, the air feels thick. The place feels lived in. The characters feel like they belong in that environment. It's just really well done. And then the shots of the pool balls rolling on the table. Like, this is 1986, and he was going X Games mode on those shots. It was really cool. And the whole Carrie Soto thing that I mentioned, the parallels there are with the rivalry and then like the mentoring aspect and that kind of thing. And I think it'd be really interesting if they sort of pulled from this movie to make a movie for Carrie Soto Is Back, or a TV series. I feel like I read something about the IP, is it IP or the rights or something being bought for Carrie Soto Is Back to be turned into a movie or series. I'll be seated, of course. Guys, get me on the team. I know tennis. I really know tennis. I'm level 5. And then September watches. Oh, it was just banger after banger. Chicago, Death Becomes Her, The Firm, Notes on a Scandal, Clue, so fun. Fargo, Lego Batman Movie, The Naked Gun, Michael Clayton, Le Samurai, Sorry Baby, one of my favorite movies of 2025. Just classy movies. I watched The Prestige at the end of July when I had the worst fever in the world. The Guinness World Records came over and they actually gave me a plaque. They gave me a plaque to say I had the worst fever that anyone's ever had. And during that fever, I decided to watch The Prestige for the first time. Honestly, terrible decision in hindsight, because I thought I was in The Prestige. Yep, I really thought I was in The Prestige, and it was really scary. I thought I had to come up with a magic trick to beat Hugh Jackman, and I just couldn't do it. It was so scary, guys. It was so scary. But then I did do it, and then that allowed me to go to sleep. The rules of the fever were you cannot go to sleep until you beat Hugh Jackman at Magic, and then I did. And that's exactly what we did. And then around that time, I think I was just doing a bunch of Christopher Nolan stuff. Oh, yeah, okay. I went on a Liam Neeson, Little Bender, The Commuter, Nonstop, Lucky Number 11. Random movie. It was enjoyable. Unbreakable, Rat Race, Best in Show, and Rat Race. I was watching those for reference for my comedy feature film script, which is nearly done, which is cool. I just need to allocate the time to sit down and finish it. That's the tricky part, guys. That's the tricky part, finding the time and allocating the time and working out when to do what in what order. Especially when you're self-managed out here, it gets tricky to do all that stuff. But as I said, do it till it's done, right? Materialist, I cannot be bothered getting into that discourse now. Coyote Ugly, Red Eye, Snatch, Minority Report. I've just been really getting it done, basically. And then what have my oomps been watching? What have we got here? Good Boy, Kill Bill, Blair Witch Project, Gangs of New York. My sister logged that new movie Swiped 4.5 stars. Oh, she said, Lily James, you deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. So yeah, that's basically what's been happening in the movies department. In the TV shows department, it was Andor streamings. I started watching, which was fantastic, by the way. Fan-fucking-tastic. And then, of course, Severance. But I think I maybe had a podcast episode out when Severance Season 2 was airing. I can't remember. But obviously, Severance is loved. Let's keep talking about music. But I just wanted to mention I started watching Season 3 of Alice in Borderland. and could not tell you what the fuck was happening. And I feel like I have a pretty good memory now. I used to have a terrible memory, but now I have a good memory. I don't know what changed. Let's chalk it down to diet. That's what I've noticed. Every time I come to the doctor with it, she's like, you need to fix your diet. Right. So, which actually when you talk about that as well, when you talk about cooking, I've been cooking. It's the bear up in here. So I'm watching Alice in Borderland and they're just swanning around. And I'm like, what the fuck happened last season 17 years ago? Like, what happened? I can't remember. And then the little mini flashback thing they did at the start, it just wasn't enough. I was like, why are we getting a 15-second flashback for an entire season when on Lost, they'll give you like 50 seconds at the start of every episode to flashback? Flashbacks are so important, guys. Speaking of Lost, no one's solved my puzzle yet, question mark? Maybe I made it too hard. Well, when I made it, I did want it to take about 8 months. How long has it been? May, June, July, August, September. 5 months? So you still got time. And the plan was to give a hint in the Gossip Girl season 5 video, which I'm working on at the moment. Oh my God, those videos take so long. So other things I'm listening to, I don't think I made an episode after Goddessin put out her album. I don't think I did. Yeah, 6th of June. That is so fantastic. Addison Rae's album. Like, sweetie, it's downloaded. Like, I'm not playing about that album. And the reason why I like her so much is that you can tell she wants it bad. You can tell that she's improving. You can tell that she's like doing it for the love of the game. Yeah, I think she's fantastic. Role model streamings, of course. Kansas Anymore, The Longest Goodbye, of course. I actually bought that on vinyl recently. I bought that. I bought Fancy That, Pink Panthers. I bought Justice. What is the album called? Is it Generator? By Justice? Hyperdrama. I think Generator's a song on the album, Hyperdrama. That's like a good unce album if you want a recommendation. Other recommendations, I would say Rochelle Jordan's new one. What is that called? Let's see. Rochelle Jordan. Through the Wall. Great album. That's a couple of weeks old, I think. And then what else came out in the last few months that I've been streaming? I mean, Tate McRae is so close to what? Let's go tit for tat. The Haim album, which honestly I haven't really listened to that much beyond the month that it came out. What happened there? I loved the singles though. When did the album come out? June. I listened to it all multiple times, but I've mostly just been going back for the singles rather than the whole album. Whereas, like, for example, the Doja Cat album, I'm doing the whole thing back to front. Oh, Zara Larsson. A never-ending midnight sun. Yeah. Yeah, basically. So there's this album, that Nicki Minaj meme that's like, so there's this and then blank. So there's this album, Midnight Sun by Zara Larsson. Oh, it's just excellence. It is just excellence. Puss Puss 97 on the number plate. I gasped when I heard that the first time. That's a generational lyric. That's on Hot and Sexy, where she got Tiffany Pollard to come back into the studio to re-record her rant against Gemma Collins from Big Brother UK because Big Brother owns the rights to it. So she got Tiffany Pollard to come in, re-record it, and then put in the song. Could you think of a more me-specific piece of media than a Zara Larsson song that features Tiffany Pollard dissing Gemma Collins? Are you kidding me? And then she throws in Puss Puss 97 on the number plate. I just couldn't believe it. And the song Euro Summer, fantastic. Blue Moon, fantastic. I never end. Sorry, I won't do that again. But that song's great too. I was supposed to either interview or have Zara Larsson on my YouTube channel a couple of years ago, but it fell through. Many such cases. I find that working with labels like that, it's just you don't really know what's happening until the last second, which it's stressful. But yeah, I think that album is fantastic. I'm hoping that the GP gets around her. But then also, I know that and I don't mean any ill will against my American listeners, but Americans really struggle to stream anyone that's not American. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? So it's she could have this amazing album, but it would really take a lot for it to chart highly on Billboard, chart at all, They just seem to really enjoy country music. I feel like the only person that can end this country music pandemic that the charts are experiencing is Adele. Because Adele has a hold on the people that are streaming these songs. She could come back and end so many people. She could end them with 30, what would it be? 33, 34, 35. How old's Adele? I'm going to ask Siri because I got a new phone. I don't know. I haven't done it yet. Let's see. Well, it says you don't have to say hey anymore. Siri. Oh, it doesn't even work. I feel like that. Is it another JT audio? She's driver, take me to Chanel. I'm talking right fucking now. Hey Siri, how old is Adele? Oh my God. 37? When did that happen? What? Didn't she just put out 30? What year was 30? Adele, 30. 2021? What? That was 4 years ago? Oh my God, guys. 35 is closer than we thought. That's good, but also scary. Actually, I just opened my phone and I was on Zara Larsson Mix. And there's just some classy hits in here. Listen to this run. Hot and Sexy, Jealous Type, Tit for Tat, Euro Summer, Gorgeous, Blue Moon, Applause, Girls Girl, Sports Car, Midnight Sun, Fame as a Gun, It's Okay, I'm Okay, Saturn's Return, Diet Pepsi, The Ambition, The Dead Dance, Crush, Revolving Door. Oh my God, Pretty Ugly, I Wanna Go, Here All Night, Die Young, Lush Life, Mispossessive, Puss Puss, Circus. Wow. Chills. And then I've also got Chill Mix on my homepage with Bibadoobie, friend of the podcast, on there. When I met Bibadoobie, she was one of those people where I was like, you are so stunning that it's crazy. When I sometimes meet these people, I'm like, how are you a real person? You're so stunning. That was at Laneway when there was 17,000 kilometers of rain. It was they'll say 3 milliliters of rain today. No, it was 17,000 kiloliters of rain. Yeah. I saw that they have Chapel on the lineup for next year. That's such a good get. I do like The Subway by Chapel. She got away. She got away. She got away. Me when I get away. I gotta get away. Or is it I gotta, right? I don't wanna rock DJ. Yeah. Other things you need to know is now that I've finished my Carrie Soto is back, I started reading Project Hail Mary. But then a friend lent me The War for Late Night, and the subtitle is When Leno Went Early and Television Went Crazy. And I'm excited to read that. I think it's going to be something needed. Something really needed. And the other thing I wanted to mention was cooking. I'm cooking, guys. I'm cooking a lot. Probably a lot is generous. I'm cooking frequently, more than I used to. And I'm currently cooking my way through Recipe Tin Eats dinner. Nagi, you are so loved. So loved. What a whirlwind year for Nagi. In the news twice. Both really interesting stories. What I do with that cookbook is I cook something and then I take a photo of it and then I put it in an album on my phone and I rank the dishes against each other. Because competition's important, guys. So then, like, I know which dish is the best. So for reference, the winning dish at the moment is, let's see, this new phone. I hadn't updated my phone in 4 years. And I was like 500 years behind on the iOS. So me trying to find my way around the albums is sort of insane. Okay, the top dish was the cheesy pork meatballs. That was delicious. And then the creamy Tuscan chicken pasta bake was really good. Chicken and mushroom pasta. You can see there's a pasta theme here. And then she has this thing called Charlie sauce, which is sort of like a base dish for like stir fries and that. And I love that. It's really good. I use it a lot. Just make some Charlie sauce and then whip up some chicken with some noodles. Like, it's really easy. And some beans. Love beans. Beans are so loved and necessary. Shout out to Beans. Friend of mine, she's getting a dog and she posted on her Instagram story, what do I name my dog? And I said Beans. I think Beans is such a cute dog name. That's what Mamrie Hart's dog is named. Beans. How's Mamrie Hart? I hope she's doing well. So yeah, that's basically like the 411 on what's been happening in music and movies for me right now. We shall see if this means I'm going to keep talking on the podcast. I hope so. I do really like doing this. It's really fun. And I get to like tell you stuff. Because the YouTube videos are, babe, that's a production. Like, that's a production. Everything is like planned, super duper planned. But then on this, it's just Yap City, population 1. The concept of being population 1 in Yap City. I'm the mayor, but I'm also the criminals, right? I am the city planner, but I'm also a renter. I am the... Girl, what am I even saying? Anyway, I saw a lady fall over yesterday. Well, she actually saved it, but she was falling over and I was already laughing and I feel bad about it. It's just something about people falling over. Like, I cannot not laugh at it. The iPad incident of 2019, when this woman was walking down the street holding an iPad and then she fell over and the iPad landed face down and made this like squelch sound. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I cannot tell you how much of a struggle it was to not just absolutely lose it laughing. As Tate said, let's go tit for tat. You know? All right. I'm going to go. What's that Hawk Tour thing? What did she say? I'm going to go to bed. No. Get those lights off. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.